Hey everybody, good evening. Welcome to the Majors Live episode 315 here on TMSNX Radio, themajors.net. I'm Adam Hernandez. To my right is Sean. Welcome.
Got the whole crew.
Tonight?
Got the whole crew.
Again.
I'm pretty sure Sean's only been. This will be the fourth week.
Is it the fourth week?
I'm pretty sure it is.
Okay. So it's been a month.
Most months have 30 days, Sean.
Not my months.
Well, since we're on the Gregorian calendar and not the Sean Bellian calendar.
Well, wasn't last month we only had 28 days? So technically, I was here for
the
a month.
Gregorian calendar.
The Sean Bellian.
I don't think we need to get into the history of the Gregorian calendar by Pope Gregory.
The Sean Bellian calendar.
Sean Bellian calendar.
Every
day should be Wednesday.
I wish. We can only
It's the 22nd Wednesday of this month.
Hey, hump day.
Every day should be hump day.
Well, welcome everybody.
Wow, that was a quick derailment.
Yep. Nope, have a good night.
Goodbye.
Welcome everybody though. Our fan question tonight, a total fluke, or is there something else going on with the NCAA tournament selection process, giving all of the early upsets? We'll get to that in just a little bit. Starting off though tonight with our blow by blow. Speaking of one of those biggest upsets, or one of those upsets, it may be the biggest upset, not just in college basketball, not in college football, not in the NHL, not whatever. UMBC beating Virginia in the first round, the first time a 16 seed has ever beaten a number 1 seed.
Ever.
And it's not just that they beat them.
They pantsed them.
They destroyed them.
Mm-hmm.
They destroyed, and it's not like Virginia is just a number 1 seed.
Virginia lost 2 games all year.
They lost 2 games all year, and they were the number 1 overall seed in the entire NCAA tournament. Not to mention UMBC, which is University of Maryland, Baltimore County.
The Retrievers.
Yep.
Woot woot.
They got destroyed earlier in the year by
4
Albany.
weeks ago, the University of Albany beat them by 65.
Yes. Is what we saw a couple nights ago, and UMBC is now out. They lost to what? K-State?
Yeah.
Is that the biggest upset in sports history? Is that something we witnessed here just a couple short nights ago? Did we actually witness the biggest upset in sports history? Because when you frame it like that, that's more than just a 16 beating a 1. I mean, if you're asking me, it's in the conversation. It very well may be.
It's the biggest upset since David and Goliath. No.
It possibly could. I can't think of anything else that could top that at the moment.
I mean, because you look at some of the
even Michigan Wolverines App State basketball or football. Trying to throw a dagger Sean's way.
No.
Not even Syracuse beating Michigan State.
Ouch.
It is an upset. It's not one of
No, it's not.
It wasn't even the biggest one in the day.
You could possibly say, upset, like the closest upset I can think of in any sport right now, really. You could possibly say when, was it 2004 when Boston came back, the Red Sox came back from the 3-0 deficit?
3-0 down against
and
the
then
Yankees.
came back and win the World Series? I think that could possibly be the closest.
Well, that was in the
ALDS.
That was it.
Or championship.
That was the championship series. Yeah.
LCS 2004. Yeah. 3-0 wasn't the. Weren't they down to the last strike in Game 4 too?
I don't know.
Remember correctly?
What about World Series? Was it 2000 and
Was that the Cardinals?
Cardinals and Rangers? What year was that? Was that 2012? I think
it might have been.
No, 2013. Because 2012, it was the Cardinals and Tigers.
No,
In the
that
World.
was 2006.
2006 and then 2012.
No,
Oh.
2000.
No, 2006 was. I mean,
Tigers,
it's right.
Cardinals.
It's right there, Sean.
2006. What was it? Oh, no, that was the Giants. I'm thinking Giants. My bad. Giants, Tigers. My bad.
That was 2012.
Yeah.
Giants, Tigers.
Was that 2012?
Yeah.
Okay, was it 2013 then?
You're talking the year that the Cardinals only won 83 games in the regular season.
Were they
Somehow
the
won the World Series.
Were they the wild card team?
Well,
No, they won the division with 83 wins.
Well, no, they were down to their last strike like multiple times in that game, weren't they?
Oh yeah, wasn't
For
Scott
Tex-
Spezio a hero or something
No,
like
David
that?
Freese.
David Freese
Yeah,
was.
Freeze, that's right.
Yeah, because they were
No,
down.
'cause Scott Spezio was a hero in one of the games in 06. That's why I remember Scott Spezio.
No, but they were down to their last strike
strike
like
a
multiple times.
Yeah,
Yeah,
didn't he lace a double into the gap to score
something
two?
like that. Yeah,
And then did he hit he was down to like the last strike? He hits the game-winning home run or something like that.
something like that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. And of course, obviously, there's the Miracle on Ice too, which I mean,
That might have been the biggest.
None of us remember, but
I was not alive yet. My parents were in middle school.
none of us were alive. I mean that I don't know if that equates to this one being bigger, just because that Russian national team, well, the Red Army
Soviet
team,
Red Army team.
yeah, they were. I mean, they've been playing together for years. They were professionals. They were the best team in the world, and you get a bunch of college kids who were thrown together, and
Herb Brooks. And
yep, saying here's hockey stick, here's hockey states, go play, and they ended up beating them. But I mean, that wasn't for the gold medal. That was for a chance to go and
Yeah, that was the
that was the second.
semifinal.
That was the second to last. That was to go and play in the gold medal game. They ended up beating, I believe it was Finland, in the gold medal game.
Fanrand.
Yeah, I don't know though. I mean, you look at this one; it's never happened before, and given the the spread there, how much they ended up beating them by, I think, yeah, this is definitely at the very, very least, top 5. And I may be generous in saying that. And saying that it was a top 5 upset. Other upsets, too. Loyola Chicago has been, I don't want to say they've been rolling over their competition, because their first 2 games have so far been relatively close. Who they beat in the first round?
Miami
of Florida.
They beat them by 2, and then Tennessee. They beat them by 1.
And they beat Tennessee. But their chaplain. I mean, you're hearing about her all the time. That Sister Jean.
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys know that she had Chicago Loyola going out in the Sweet 16 in her bracket?
Well, hey, to her credit, she put them there, and that's where they are.
That's where they are. And you know what? Who do they play this week?
They play the bracket right here.
They play Kentucky,
Nevada.
Nevada.
They do play Nevada. Okay, well that's you know what?
They very well could beat Nevada.
They could beat
it's
Nevada.
possible.
Yeah.
By the way, speaking of on top Twitter games between UMBC's Twitter guy and did you see the immediately following the Nevada game? What was tweeted out of the Nevada basketball account? Someone just mashed the keyboard and just a bunch of random characters, so it's all full with a bunch of exclamation points.
You know, that's a
It's a social media intern who gets it.
I don't think that's something that's fully appreciated too. I think in today's day and age, where social media is now, I think that's something that people have to appreciate a
if you
little bit
want
more.
like the best case on how to run a social media page, Wendy's.
Oh, Wendy's is great.
Yeah.
Wendy's is great.
Look what just ripping on McDonald's online forever has got. McDonald's is going to fresh only beef in May, countrywide.
Wait, what?
Yeah, they're not doing flash frozen beef anymore starting in May.
Yeah.
Oh, really? They're going.
Yeah, because Wendy's has been hammering them for over a year, mostly on social media.
What's that one Arby's one you sent me? It's on an Arby's account.
It's not official Arby's. It's Nihilist Arby's. Nihilist.
That one's great. It's
Let me read the most recent one. Yeah, Nihilist Arby's. Most recent posted on St. Patrick's Day. Today, take comfort. All your friends are suffering from alcohol poisoning right now, and we're all going to die. It's someday soon anyways. Please continue to enjoy Arby's. Let's not mince words. There are a lot of you, and it's Friday, so statistically, some of you will die tonight. Please eat Arby's ASAP.
Yeah, that was a funny one too. Anyways, though, something that isn't funny is Tiger Woods. top 5, another top 5 finish for him. He is now, well, this is the second straight top 5 finish, right, Sean?
Yes.
Correct.
Heading into the Masters as being is he the odds-on favorite to win the Masters?
I saw he was, actually.
Can I have one more nihilist Arby's?
Go ahead.
All right. My fellow Americans, I, a pile of strangely colored meats, would like to assure you we are all doomed and I don't care. Believe me, eat Arby's.
You do get some weird meat piled up at Arby's. Have you ever taken off the bun at Arby's and looked at the different colored meat?
Yes.
In honor of MLK Day, we are pretending
Yes,
that our sandwiches
I noticed
are free.
that a lot,
Enjoy
but when I'm
Arby's.
there, I'm like, you know what? I'm still eating it. I don't care.
Are you a big fan of Arby's? Do you like Arby's?
To a certain extent, I do. They're
Nihilist.
okay. They're nothing special.
The Wendy's account doesn't make fun of Arby's, do they? I mean, they're really.
Oh, they make fun of everybody.
Yeah.
Well, it's a lot of it is. I'm sure it's like lobbed up softballs, but it's at Wendy's. I'm at Burger King. What should I get? Out of there. Or at Wendy's. I'm choosing between Taco Bell and Burger King. Which one should I go to? Neither. Pick something out of the trash. That's your only two choices, or something like that. It's all crap like that.
As far as Tiger Woods goes, doesn't it seem like it's a little jumping the gun a little bit here if we're gonna already start considering him a favorite for the Masters?
It is jumping the gun. The only reason why I do it is obviously because it's Tiger. That's it. You know, they're all like, oh, if he wins the Masters, it's going to be the greatest story ever told, blah, blah, blah. You're just saying that because...
You know what it is?
He was 8 back off the lead, guys.
Yeah.
This week. Yeah, he was 5th, but
Right.
Rory McIlroy won at -18. He was only 10.
Right.
Yeah, but he's still top 5, and in all things considered, where Tiger Woods has been,
Right.
I mean, this is a good follow-up finish for him.
Yeah, I'm like, in the first, third, and fourth round, he finished 3 and 4 under, but the second round he hit par. So even if he would have did what he was doing beforehand, he still wouldn't have come close to Rory.
I was gonna say, I mean,
Rory was 8 under in the
Right.
final round.
well, what all of this is just that extra little ratings grab for the Masters. I mean, if people are going into it, if it's being promoted that Tiger Woods is going to be the favorite going into the Masters, how many extra people
will watch?
Yeah. That's what it is.
Like I said last week, Tiger Woods was my badass. He's making golf great again.
Yeah, absolutely.
People are watching just to watch a know nothing tournament in March.
Yeah, how many
best non-major ratings ever.
Yeah, how many extra people were watching that Arnold Palmer Open because Tiger Woods was in contention?
Oh, I bet it was probably one of the highest ratings they've had in a long time.
No, absolutely.
I hate golf on TV. I watched golf on TV.
I love watching golf on TV. I don't care, but it's just...
Let the record show I have gone on many a public rant about how golf on TV is stupid. I watched golf on TV instead of the NCAA tournament on Sunday morning.
You were just so irritated, weren't you?
Oh, Sean. Speaking of which, did you watch any Premier League this weekend?
Actually, no, I didn't get to watch any of it. I'm sorry.
You have failed, Adam.
I know, I did.
Go do 5 push-ups.
You know what? There were a lot of postponements anyway. They didn't have any games on Sunday.
Why is that?
I don't know. They didn't have any games on Sunday. They had I think they had 2 on
Saturday.
On Saturday, and none of them were any good. It was like Crystal Palace, who's in relegation, excuse me, and somebody else. I can't remember who it was, but none of them were that compelling, though.
Oh, it got postponed because it was snowing.
Yeah, there was some snow in the second game. It was actually kind of fun.
Yeah.
But they were postponed prior, too.
Because they're a bunch of bitches and don't want to play in the snow.
Yeah.
Can't play football in the snow.
Anyways. Floyd Mayweather looking to make that jump. I don't know if he's going to make the jump, but he's going to have a fight in MMA. Yeah. It's looking more and more like that. He says he's going to need 6 to 8 months to train, which I don't blame him. The guy's over 40, so... And
he's doing something entirely new. All of a sudden, people can't just punch him.
No.
Matter of fact, probably nobody will punch him.
He's gonna freaking break bones. They're gonna break his bones so much.
Oh, I think this is gonna be one of those fights where he gets annihilated.
Yeah.
A 40-year-old plus guy.
But is it all worth it for him? Because you know what he can...
Oh, he's going to get the payday.
He's going to get paid handsomely. He has no expectations. Because, you know what? If he loses, I'm a boxer. I mean, I'm a fish out of water here. I wasn't expected to win here, whatever. But if he wins, I'm the greatest. Look, I'm king of both. King of it all. All fight sports belong to me.
Mm-hmm.
No, you're absolutely right, Dorf. I think that's certainly the outlook he's going into this, and I think
he can't lose. Especially, I'm sure he'll get probably $20 or $30 million to show up.
And I think, in all fairness, this is the way that most people should be going into the looking at this fight is a guy who has nothing to lose. He's already proven everything he possibly could in the sport of boxing. He wants to try this one last thing. Why not? I think
it's like Michael Jordan, taking a little detour to play some baseball.
Yeah, and you know what? I think, and I know pro wrestling isn't a sport, but
it's an entertainment show.
Yes, it's sports entertainment. That's what I call it.
Sports entertainment.
But I think this is the same mentality that a lot of people had when CM Punk made the jump from WWE to MMA.
Mm-hmm.
He got his ass beat.
He got his ass beat, but he was also fighting a guy who was, an MMA vet was it Mickey Gall or something? Yeah, and he ended up destroying him. He is going to have a second fight though this June.
Is he actually going to do it?
Yeah, he's going to have a second fight.
Because wasn't it a 2-fight contract that he signed?
I don't know how many fights. I mean, well, Dana White was debating on whether or not he was going to let him go and fight
do the
again.
Second one because the first one went so poorly.
But he is going to be fighting a guy this time around who is also 0-1 and doesn't have quite the experience that his first guy. Like I said, I think it was Mickey Gall had. So it should be much more of a down the center fight. And I think it's going to be in Chicago too. It's going to be CM Punk's hometown. So, finally though, is there trouble in Cleveland, or is there more trouble in
Mickey
Cleveland?
Gall at UFC 203.
Yep. Tyronn Lue announced today that he's going to be stepping away from the team because of quote unquote health issues, and LeBron James said that is much overdue.
But then LeBron comes out, it's like losing your best player.
Is that what he said?
What else can he say, though?
No, I know.
Oh,
I know.
yep, better off without him.
I don't know. Do you buy it, though? Is it health issues, or is this Tyronn Lue saying, I can't take much more of this?
Here's the thing. If he was going to step away and take a leave of absence for non-health issues, I bet you the Cleveland basketball organization will probably be like, fuck that, you're going to quit. Or you're going to coach his team if it wasn't legitimate.
Okay.
It has to be.
Yeah, I know.
Hell, it could be mental health. It could be physical, combination of both. Doesn't matter. He may just, he's not in the right spot. And in his mind, he's doing more to hurt the team than help him. And
well, mental health would be, I can't take this shit anymore.
Yeah.
Which I think we've all had that.
Fuck LeBron. Please leave. I know that means I'm doomed next year, but please, for the love of God, for leaving free agency again.
Go let it be Lou Walton's problem. Well, I've heard that, the Lakers are actually the
I don't know where he go, Lakers.
He's the dark horse.
Philly.
That's what I've always been saying, Philly.
You have been in Philly.
Yeah, that's probably where he's going to end up.
Be absolutely fucking perfect in Philly.
Who's the other team?
Lake
Philly,
Show.
Lakers, Philly. There's one more. Oh, Cleveland.
Well, even a return to Miami isn't out of the realm of possibility.
I haven't heard anything about Miami.
Yeah.
They'll have the space.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to go back to Miami, though. I can't picture it happening. Who knows?
We'll see.
Who knows? Decision 2 coming up this summer. Stay tuned.
We'll host you live here, LeBron, if you'd like to.
Or is this decision...
We're going to offer our platform to LeBron James.
Think we can get... He'll probably crash the site.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
We have to upgrade bandwidth and server capacity immensely.
Yeah, everything. Yeah, we couldn't do that. Unless we get like a contract or something like that. We can get the money to...
Update real quick. Former Lions tight end Eric Ebron signs 2-year deal with the Indianapolis Colts.
Oh, good.
Okay.
Go from one shitty team to the other.
Enjoy your relevance.
Yeah.
Hey, it wasn't his choice to leave Detroit.
That's true. That is true. Anyways, though, we're going to go ahead and move on to our bitches and badasses this week. As soon as I get the music
Come on,
going.
producer, host, man.
Go ahead, Dor.
My badass this week is actually going to be Loyola Chicago.
Oh, yeah. Got Sister Jean.
Not Sister Jean specifically. The whole group.
Okay.
Not just winning, but winning quite nicely. And they've got themselves a very favorable matchup in the Sweet 16. Loyola Chicago, are they this year's George Mason? I say yes.
Possibly. I mean, they were one of those teams that you took a look at prior to the tournament even starting.
I mean, they're still going to have to get through Kentucky, most likely.
I mean, I think where's my list here? I mean, they were on my list, I believe. Yep, they were on my list.
They were a trendy sleeper pick.
Who do I have on my list? I had Murray State gone. I had Marshall on there too. New Mexico State, South Dakota State, and Loyola Chicago.
Look at you.
They were on my
Good
list.
for you.
If you want to take a look at my bracket now, it looks like death.
Almost like every other person on this planet.
Yeah, that's true.
Is there any perfect brackets left?
According to ESPN, there wasn't any with them. I don't know what it is with CBS. I doubt there is. There can't be.
Yeah, that's just.
Yeah.
I mean, you have two number ones gone.
Mm-hmm. And a
On-
lot,
on
a lot
its
of
one-
numbers.
2s and 2 3s.
Yeah, on one side of the bracket. I mean, the right side of the left side of the bracket is completely fucked.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you even had just the South region white, like, my God. Here's some sort of... The high seed remaining is a 5.
Yeah. That's... No way. There can't be any perfect... Sean, look that up.
Okay.
Researcher man, actually, give your badass first and then look
Yeah.
it up.
Okay,
Which-
my badass, actually, I am picking Jose Altuve, second baseman for the Houston Astros. What a ride has he had?
He
so
got
far.
paid!
No, so basically, he started off, the Astros told him, don't come back when he first came in the league. You can't make it.
When he first came to their Dominican Academy?
Yeah, something like that. And then he came back anyways, got a little tiny bonus, or a signing deal, $15,000.
$15,000 signing bonus is
Yeah.
like nothing.
Right, and then so basically going into the 8th year, wins MVP award, wins a World Series, gets a 5-year, $151 million extension, and bats number 3 for them.
He got paid.
Yeah,
That's an amazing story.
No, it is. It is.
Not
He's
bad for a mighty midget.
one of the best players in all of baseball. too.
Exactly.
Yep.
Future Hall of Famer? We'll talk about it another time.
Yeah. I will say yes.
On the board of topic board that we have posted in here somewhere, which we never actually get to anything on.
Yeah, Sean, write that down.
What's up? What am I writing down?
Find
Sorry.
a scrap of paper that we'll immediately throw out after the show.
What am I doing?
Don't worry about
I
it.
know.
Jose Altuve, Hall of Famer? Question mark. That's
We'll never actually get to that, I guarantee it.
probably not.
At least not this decade.
My badass this week is UMBC, even though they got knocked out by K-State, like we talked about earlier. Very well may be the biggest upset in sports history. And again, this wasn't just them going and beating a Virginia team by a point or a final shot. They destroyed.
Just for some context,
Go ahead.
the tournament didn't expand to 64 teams until 88,
Okay.
if I remember correctly. So it's really not that old. It's only been a 64-plus team field for 30 years now. So it's not like it stretches back to the beginning of organized college basketball that there's been a 16 seed that's never won.
Mhm.
It's just 30 straight, if that makes a difference.
No. I just think,
Hashtag savage.
I just think, you know, where these two teams were, where UMBC is coming out of, and where Virginia is coming out of. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. Anyways. Let's see here. Bitch. Go ahead, Dorf.
My bitch is Michigan State head coach Tom Izzo.
Oh.
My complete thoughts on that are in our previous program. That would be Motor City and Cut.
Or go to DetroitDataMajors.net and you can
Yeah,
read about them there.
1,200 word write up on it as well.
Good read, too.
I'll just tell you
Very
to
good read.
tune back. Yeah. Yeah, saved it all up. It's only the second thing I've written in like 7 months, so you should be blessed that I graced you with my presence. No, I'm kidding.
Wow.
My complete thoughts are you can find it in both those places, so I'm just going to leave it at that.
All right. Sean, are you ready?
Yes, I am ready.
Are you still researching?
No, I already have that, but I'm.
Go.
So my bitch is basically the Arizona Wildcats basketball.
Why? What'd they do to you?
Lost in the first round.
Yeah, they just got.
They were the first upset of many.
Yeah, and they got blown out by Buffalo. They lost by 21. It was just.
I mean, you could be Cincinnati, who had a 22-point lead with just over 7 to go, and they lost.
Yeah, that was crazy too. But just most
Virginia
most
who
people
lost.
had Arizona in their Final Four.
I did.
I did too.
Dude, I had Virginia and UNC in my final four.
I had UNC in my
and,
championship.
and Michigan State. We're gonna get to that.
we will.
My champion is still alive. So.
We're gonna get to
Minus
that.
2.
Yeah, we're gonna get to that shit show later on. So, anyways, is that it?
Yeah.
Okay, my bitch this week is Virginia for everything that we've already talked about, and yeah, when you are the #1 overall seed, when you lose 2 games all season, and you get housed by the Retrievers of
UMBC.
UMBC,
The Retrievers of Baltimore County.
yeah, who got trounced by Albany earlier in the year.
Where's Albany? It's a joke. I know where Albany is.
It's in Wisconsin, right?
Capital of New York State.
It's somewhere out there.
It's in Oregon, right?
Yeah,
I'm sure
there's an Albany, Oregon.
I'm sure there's an Albany, Oregon. I think there's.
We'll look it up.
He's gonna look it up. Okay.
There's an Albany, Oregon. It's got a population of 50,000.
Isn't there Detroit, Oregon too? I think there is.
Come on, Google, hurry up.
Yeah, there's a Detroit, Oregon.
Yep, sure is.
Yeah, same.
Population 217.
217.
Yes, it's a
Oh.
coastal town.
No. So is Detroit here. Kinda.
Different kind of coast.
Yeah.
Actually, it's not. I take that back. It is not a coastal town. It's on the side of a largish lake,
Oh.
just like Detroit, or a wide spot in a river.
Real quick.
Yeah. Go ahead.
The last perfect bracket that was busted up was the Michigan State loss.
Oh.
Really?
That Michigan State
Who the
loss.
fuck picked UMBC to beat?
That Michigan State loss busted the last.
Busted the last perfect bracket.
Yeah, there was
Well, I'm
was
sure
multiple ones,
And then
but
I'm sure, like the 3 upsets that happened immediately after that,
Right.
the next 4 hours,
It
would
would've-
probably ruined them too. But
Who the hell picks UMBC to beat Virginia?
somebody who's doing it as a joke,
yeah,
or a UMBC fan,
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
some drunk frat boy in Baltimore. Yeah, man, this is our year. We're gonna make a run. We're make history. Okay, bro.
All right. Well, anyways, moving along, our main topic of the night is should undrafted college kids be allowed back at school? And this is something that we talked about briefly last week, and it all stems really from Steve Kerr's comments from a couple of weeks ago. And this is what he said: "Don't keep this ruse going." Kerr told reporters ahead of the Warriors matchup against the Nets on Monday. "We all know what's going on. Let's do what's best for the kid and give them some options and work together between the NBA and the NCAA to find the right system. I think it's entirely doable if you people just open their eyes." And then he continues, One of the things the NCAA needs to look at is if a kid signs with an agent and he doesn't get drafted, welcome him back, Kerr said. Why not? What's the harm? We talk about amateurism and all this stuff, but if you're truly trying to do what's right for the kid and the kid declares for the draft and doesn't get drafted, you know what? Welcome him back. Do something good for the kids.
Or here's even another counter proposal specifically for basketball.
Mm-hmm.
You declare you don't get, and you hire an agent. You have to hire an agent here. You're ineligible for the first semester of the following season if you choose to come back. So you can't play till January.
Yeah.
Or if you don't hire an agent and you don't get drafted, then you can come back guilt-free.
I know.
It'll kind of really goof up scholarship situations because scholarships need to be divvied out and handed out by then.
That's
Well, hold that thought, you guys, because we're going to be getting into the the different perspectives from the college and the pro level.
Yep. I'll save it.
But again, I mean, Brett Bielema, formerly of Wisconsin and Arkansas, brought this up a couple of years ago too, because he had noticed a trend, 55 players in the past 2 years, of guys who weren't getting selected in the NFL draft. And
That declared early,
exactly. And he was opening up that question whether or not those kids should be allowed back at school. And I'm looking at this website, SaturdayDownSouth.com.
wonderful blog, by the way.
And the question is Bielema right? Assuming they preserve their eligibility and maintain their classwork, should undrafted underclassmen be allowed to return to school and play college football? Some of the answers here, this is a double-edged sword. I'm going with no on this one. The whole NFL combine process needs to be amended. For players who declare for the NFL draft, players should be able to attend an underclassmen combine that would allow coaches and scouts to get a better feel for how to really project the players prior to entering the NFL draft. But don't they kind of do that already, though, when it comes to their own
advisory committee? Is that what you're thinking of?
Well, I'm talking about like their own underclassmen combine. I was saying, don't they already do that aside from the NFL combine? But when they sit there and they throw on their college pro days,
basically,
or do whatever on their college pro days.
You already have to be declared by then.
Do you have to be?
Yeah, your eligibility. You have to be declared in like February.
Okay. Well, anyways,
and you can't walk it back once you do it.
From the college perspective here, and you know what? I've seen some of the arguments against, or that would justify college not allowing something like this to happen. For first and foremost, I kind of want to throw the amateurism thing out the door because it's.
Well, here's the deal: when you throw the amateurism thing out the door, though, from the NCAA's perspective, now you no longer have any excuse not to pay the players.
You know what though? I mean, I don't.
And there's no way in hell you can pull off paying the players in the current revenue model without paying every college athlete.
But you know what a starting point is with that.
What's that?
Is allowing players to profit off their own likeness.
Yeah.
That's a way to get around that.
But we kind of discussed this briefly. I think it was last episode where it was, go ahead and profit off your likeness, but you have to submit like an NCAA version tax return.
Yeah, and
with an itemized list of signed autographs, $200, or promoted did a TV commercial for the local car dealership, $2,000. Paid by here. Here's the check stub. Yada yada.
I guess, Dorf.
Then you need to provide proof that services were actually rendered, so you don't end up with a Maurice Claret as the porter at that dealership where he never showed up for work.
I guess what I was getting at, Dorf, is I wanted to throw amateurism out the window in a sense because it. Yeah. No, but listen to me though. It was more or less a me being facetious because I think amateurism in the NCAA is more or less a joke.
Bingo, I agree, but you can't do it.
But give it a finish.
No,
Jesus Christ,
your mouth.
I am bad at this. Sorry, Dad.
Mute his mic. Mute it.
Sorry, Dad. I'll steal yours then.
No, you won't. I'll bite your fingers.
I was going to say though that yes, itemizing and taxing in a sense. Players profiting off their own likeness is a start in all of this. But getting away from that though, I've seen some of the downfalls or projected downfalls or perceived downfalls, from the college side of things. And a lot of this resides on them not having enough time and coaches not knowing to do with those with scholarships that they get. How many scholarships does a college football team usually get?
85.
Yeah.
85?
A full load in Division 1 is 85.
Okay, are they going to be using all of those scholarships? I mean, given what we've seen,
You're in the wrong neck of the country, man.
hold on a second. Given what we've seen happen throughout the course of a college offseason when it comes to transfers, when it comes to injuries, when it comes to eligibility, and we're talking one guy in there, a couple of guys actually, who may go and try to do this and then come back, I'm thinking to myself that there's a couple of scholarships within that 85 that coaches at that level would have no problem setting aside to see what happens with player A or player B who goes and declares and ends up not getting drafted. And you know what? I think that's something that is very mundane, very minuscule for a lot of these college head coaches. Is setting aside 1, 2, maybe 3 scholarships for that one person who, hey, you know what? They're going to go, they're going to try it, and you know what?
And that's
they
gotta be part of
not succeed.
the tactical calculus for each individual coach. How many spots do I need to leave open so I can, if these guys don't get picked, I can have them back? Because they're obviously decent players.
Right. And a thing that I see on that, say they only can, like, for eligibility to get that scholarship coming back, you have to at least have to be your 3rd year of college. That's how I see it. Like, say if you leave early and you don't get drafted, say it's your 1st or 2nd year of college and you leave early, you chose to do that, so your scholarship's gone. You come back, you can be a walk-on again, but you don't get a scholarship. But if it's a 3rd year or 4th year, yeah, you can come back as that 5th year starter, or obviously, or whatever. Yeah, you earned that eligibility and you earned that scholarship.
So wait, are you saying you're going to be losing a year of eligibility if you go?
No, you wouldn't. No, I'm saying that you have to be there at least 3 years to earn that scholarship.
Earn the right to return on scholarship.
Yeah, return on scholarship.
Okay.
And if you're there, if you leave early 1st or 2nd year, you don't have.
So that's something that you would be running into when it comes to basketball, college basketball. So like the one and dones.
Right, exactly.
If they go and they declare and they don't get drafted, they're not allowed back.
Well, you can come back as a walk-on.
As a walk-on, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's fair enough. I don't think you leaving to try to better yourself off, obviously make money should harm you of actually getting a better education still. Obviously, you can still come back, but you lose your scholarship because you left early. It's your choice. But if you've been there for at least 2 years, then you still earn that scholarship to come back. You have eligibility to come back.
That's interesting. That's interesting. You know what?
I'm like, but you should have no right of saying no. You can't come back and play basketball to earn a scholarship. To earn a scholarship, maybe you could have eligibility to maybe try to earn another one and still get your education.
I don't think that's not a bad idea. What do you think, Dorf?
I don't think it's a bad idea, but
it's a lot to work with.
Pragmatic Dorf here. I just don't see a universe where it works.
Okay, well, you know what? We have to work on the premise that the NCAA is willing to do something like this, because you know what? In all honesty, on the surface of this, you need both sides of this in order to for it to work properly.
Right.
You need the NFL, you need the NBA, and you need the NCAA all on board, willing to work with each other in order for any of this to work. And by all account, they're not willing to get on board and have any of this work.
And here's the deal: the Pro League shouldn't care. They really, really shouldn't care. It doesn't really affect them. They're still going to get the players they want. It's all about the NCAA coming to the table to play ball.
But you know what? You know why this benefits both parties in all of this? Because it ultimately makes the product better on both sides. Because you know what? If that player doesn't go, in the NFL or the NBA, then you know what? That player was already probably pretty good in college, so they're going to go back and the NCAA.
If they were good enough to think about going,
exactly, they're going to go and make themselves better at the college level. The NCAA is going to get that star back. That program is going to get that star back.
And here's a major
and the pro side, that player is going to go and get better, and then come back a better player when they are ready to jump pro.
Here's the thing: you're going to have some major adjustments when it comes to when signing day. I think that's my microphone.
No, it's Sean's.
Mine always does that.
You're going to have major adjustments when signing day is, and how scholarships are allocated, and being able to do that. That's all achievable. Signing day is just something it got moved this year.
Yeah.
You're going to just move it. You're going to have to change how that works. And that's fine. You can totally do that. There should be no reason the pros shouldn't care. They're still getting access to, in the NFL, if you allow guys to declare whenever, still come back to school if they're not drafted, they're getting access to the more premium talent earlier. The guys that are ready to ball right now earlier.
So they can see in the future, who they can go after.
Exactly. I mean, there's a couple guys every year that you see that are like true freshmen in college football specifically. This guy doesn't need any more time here. Jadeveon Clowney is like the poster boy for this. No reason that man had to play 3 years of college football. Absolutely none. He was physically and mentally ready to go at 19 years old as a true freshman.
I think you can make an argument that the extra year of college football hurt him.
He got hurt.
Yeah.
He got hurt. Thankfully, he's developed into a very, very fine pro. But at the same time, I get why the 3 year rule is in place for football. I don't get the one and done rule in college for basketball. I don't get it. There's no reason for it. It's a safety issue, specifically in like neck strength in football. There's no reason, absolutely no reason. Basketball was better when you could go straight.
Well, this was in Steve Kerr's quote. In this whole argument ended up coming about because of the NBA looking at the high school level and them being willing to work with the high school level as far as making that transition from the high school game to the NBA game.
And here's the other thing: if you want to perfectly fix the NBA, expand the G League, expand the number of draft picks, and change it to a similar hockey-style rights system. So make it a 5-round draft. But if you don't sign a guy, you hold like hockey, hold his rights for what, 3 years?
Something like that.
3 or 4? I forget how it works. It might be 3 or 4. You hold the guy's rights that long.
It has to be long enough or short enough for them to still remain in college and lose those rights in a sense.
Correct.
So.
Yes. That's the idea.
Yes.
Pick a guy, pick a guy's a 16-year-old. He loses rights at 19.
And then are you gonna go full out hockey where if they end up losing those rights, they don't get inserted back into the draft, and an NBA team can just go and sign them straight up?
Or you could do a blended model with like baseball, because in baseball you only retain the rights for a month.
And that's what I was gonna say, Dorf, here, because in a way, hasn't precedent already been set in a way with baseball and hockey?
You look at the amateurism rules with college baseball. You're allowed to retain a unpaid advisor who always, for the top players, is an agent.
Yeah.
Those guys are drafted at the beginning of July, and they have till the end of the month to sign. If they don't get picked and they have eligibility, they can return penalty free. Or if they're out of eligibility, then they're done. Then they're unrestricted. They can apply for unrestricted free. Like it's only happened once where a guy with eligibility doesn't sign and applies for unrestricted free agency. Happened this last year. The Warriors fucked around with a kid. He said, "Fuck it, I'm not going back to school. I'm gonna go to just be a UFA." I forget where he went after that.
Justin Verlander almost did the Tigers.
I'm not sure. I don't remember that.
I think
he was forever ago.
I know. I want to say though he was kind of fucking around with the Tigers a little bit.
Could have just been a negotiation play,
and then his I think it was his dad stepped in. It was like,
Stop being stupid.
Yeah, no,
take the money.
He'll be there. Don't worry about it. I want to say something like that happened. I can't remember correctly though. I'm sorry, Dorf. Go ahead.
But the baseball model, I think you could do a blended model. Whereas you can draft a kid at 16 years old. Now you may not be eligible to sign him until he's done with high school, but you can take him at 16. You own his rights for the next 3 years. If he wants to play in the NBA, you own his rights. Then, if he is still college eligible, he re-enters the draft pool. If not, he can become a free agent. So you could take the perfect example this year. Say this was in place. The Los Angeles Lakers could take he's the number 1 overall recruit, I believe, in this next class, Zion Williamson, going to Duke. Dunking videos are all over YouTube. Grown-ass man, let's put it that way. They could take him. Go ahead, by all means. Go play Duke for 2 years. And here's the deal. You could have this right now. You see this in hockey. Finishes his college season. All of a sudden, fucking Lakers need a guy for the stretch run. They sign him right then. He plays plays down the stretch. See that in hockey all the time. Guys going from college straight into the pros.
Yep. And helping
teams on the stretch
and
run.
all of those guys are guys that have lost their rights, or teams that have lost their rights to those particular guys.
Or they own their rights already.
Yeah,
they own their rights already. And you know what? Like, I forget who it was. There was a guy, I think he ended up with the Rangers, if I remember correctly, like 2 or 3 years ago. In the middle of his college season, just said fuck it and signed with.
I think he was out of Harvard or something.
Yeah,
like that.
just said fuck it and signed with
Yeah,
his
I know
pro
what
team.
you're talking about. Yeah.
In the middle of his college season,
Mhm.
it's like got in an argument with his coach. Is like it called the Rangers GM or whoever it was. It's like, hey, you got a spot for me right now? Yup, let's go. They did it.
So what is?
You could even see that in college baseball.
Yeah.
Now, the baseball development card's a little bit different. You still see guys. It's very, very, very rare that guys will pitch in college and in the major leagues in the same season. It's happened.
Mm-hmm.
See, Andrew Miller in the Detroit Tigers is the one I can think of off the top of my head. I believe did Chris Sale do it too? Chris Sale might have done it too.
I'm not 100% sure.
He might have done it too. But it's very rare that a guy will pitch in the major leagues and in college in one season. But you see, I mean, guys will, they'll finish their college season and then go play short season ball or go get thrown at the A-ball level, finish out the year. That happens. That's fine. By all means. Having, because the college football and the NFL football schedule overlap so much, you won't be able to have that happen. No reason it can't happen in the NBA. Should be looking at that.
No. So overall, I mean, what is the downfall, do you guys think, to this?
There isn't one.
I know that's
The NCAA loses a little bit of control over guys.
And as we've seen before, they
They don't have an exclusive right to access to the talent pool for a year.
But this is something that'll never, ever, ever happen because we see the way the NCAA likes to keep a stranglehold on these guys. Whether
too much money involved.
Yeah. I don't know. It seems like the NCAA is always punting on these opportunities for longer term success with whether it's a player or a format. And the format I'm talking about is the college football playoff.
16 teams or die.
For something that may get them a little something extra in the here and now. It seems like the NCAA is always
It may not even be a long-term trade-off or a short-term trade-off. It very well could be a boost to a increasingly stale product.
No, but I guess my point is
It's just a fear of change.
I get my point is though, Dorf, and we're both basically saying the same exact thing here.
Yeah.
Is that I don't understand why the NCAA doesn't want to go for this because there is no trade-off, like you said. The only trade-off is, well, like I said, there is none because what you're doing here is you're reassuring yourself that if one of your good players doesn't get drafted, you get him back. And to me, that's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer in the...
And even if you're an individual college, say you're a basketball team, and you only have the 15 scholarships, and it's kind of hard to leave one open for somebody, per se.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't get picked. That may be your choice. Hey, you leave, son? Good luck to you in your future endeavors, but you won't be welcome back. That's your choice. You can still do that.
Yeah.
Hell, you can tell a kid at any time, you're done. Nice knowing you. Good luck.
Absolutely.
You look at specifically in the SEC in football. Kids get cut in spring ball.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Nick Saban does it all the time.
They all do.
Yep.
The SEC, the ACC is getting into it too. How do you think they take 33 guys every year? Because they cut. They do have a lot of players leave early. They also cut people.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you got hurt as a true freshman? Didn't practice at all because you were injured? Oh, all of a sudden you don't have a scholarship anymore in spring ball.
Sorry.
We're sorry.
Sorry.
So sorry.
Oh man, I'm surprised nobody made that meme up of Nick Saban's head on the
Nick Saban's head. It was supposed to be
on the BP executive
BP executive's head
laying on
from
the
South Park.
laying on
I
the
love,
bearskin
like,
rug.
the bearskin rug naked, or like the is it the shirt with a hole where the nipple is and he's sitting there rubbing his nipple?
I like the bearskin rug though one because
Bearskin
he's
rug is
bare
awesome.
ass and his ass is a little bit red.
I missed that detail, but okay.
Yeah. Anyways, though, I don't know. It seems like I said, it seems like there's a working model already built in
Yeah,
with
you have two sports to do it already.
with
hockey
the
and
with
baseball.
yeah with hockey and baseball. Yet, like I was saying, this is something though that both sides are going to have to be okay with and work with each other on. And obviously the NHL and the MLB has worked with college sports, the NCAA, in making this happen. The NFL and the NBA has to be the next one that steps up and tries to solicit change in all of this, because it will help both sports. It's not like this is just helping the NFL, the NBA, or just helping the NCAA. It really truly is a way for both of these sides to benefit. The NCAA gets one of their guys back if they go undrafted. The NFL, the NBA ends up getting a better player back after they went undrafted.
Mm-hmm.
Going back to college, getting more time.
Helps
And
keep the product
yep. And you know what?
high level.
You know what too? Football doesn't have a minor league system.
Yeah.
Everybody talked about the NCAA being their minor
They're
league
close. They
system.
have a summer league now.
Oh yeah, they do have a summer league.
Beginning this year, they have a summer league.
But you know what?
That'll be fun.
Yeah.
Love to see that.
But you know what too? This is another opportunity for basketball teams not to have to waste a roster spot on a guy, whether it's at the NBA level or the G League level, on a guy who maybe isn't ready yet. So
then you can start drafting more finished products instead of potential again.
Exactly. Anyways, guys, these brackets are a mess. I'm looking at mine right now, and
I literally lit mine on fire.
oh my god, the amount of red on mine is my South region. I picked. Holy shit.
My entire South region is toast.
I had Cincinnati and Tennessee in the second round, nothing after that.
Oh, I have nobody left in the South.
Yeah, I have nobody left in the South either.
I have Michigan left in... Oh, I have nobody left in the South now. In the West, I have Michigan in the Sweet 16, but I have them losing to North Carolina.
That's all I have left in the West, too.
In the West, I have Gonzaga and Michigan.
I don't have State beating Gonzaga.
Yeah, I had
Came
Gonzaga.
close.
In my West region, I have my East, excuse me. I have Villanova going all the way, so that's still alive and well.
West Virginia's not still alive, are they?
Yeah, they're playing Villanova.
So I have those two. Actually, my East is perfect still.
Is it?
Yeah, the 4 teams left in the East is who I have. The route to get there isn't clean, but I have the correct 4 teams still remaining in the East.
Yeah, I still have Villanova and Purdue right now.
No, my whole bracket's completely fucked, except for Villanova. Wow.
What about your Midwest? I've got 2 of 4 left there.
Yeah, I have 2. I have Kansas and Duke.
I have Kansas.
So do I. With Kansas and Duke.
But I have Kansas losing in the Elite Eight to Michigan State. Whoops.
I have Kansas losing the Elite Eight to Duke, so I have Duke as my national champion. So,
oh my god!
So, like I said, I have 3 Final Fours still, so I still have a hope of something.
I don't. I have 2, but my national champion's still alive. So
yeah, mine is 2. So
I don't know, you guys. I mean, what is it this year? What is it this year to cause this type of havoc? And this we're jumping right into the fan question now. Is it
sheer luck?
Is it sheer luck? Is it coincidence? Is it
circumstance?
Yeah. I mean, call it what you will, but this is one of those years that is just it's really mind-boggling what has happened here. I mean, last night,
many, out of the 16 teams still remaining, how many do you think would not be in the tournament without the automatic conference bid?
Right now, how many would be there?
How many still would be alive? Would have Nevada made it without an automatic bid?
No. Probably not.
They're still alive. Would Florida State made it without a non-automatic bid?
Probably
They're
not.
9 seed. Nope.
I'd say 1, 2, 3.
What about Loyola? Wouldn't have made it without an automatic bid.
No.
I'd probably
UMBC wouldn't have made it without an automatic bid.
I would say 8 to 10 of them that would have.
Oh, out of the team still remaining, most
and I
of them
still don't
made
know
it.
how Syracuse made it.
Yeah,
They shouldn't have,
I still don't know how they did it.
because they'll still draw on TV.
Yeah. But I hate making that argument now because they just beat Michigan State.
But Michigan State has been struggling. They've been on the struggle bus for a while.
Hey.
They won the Big Ten. They won the Big Ten regular
I
season,
went
and
on
they
a
won.
half hour rant earlier tonight about it,
I know.
and a 1,200 word rant about it earlier yesterday. You just leave it to that. You guys can pick that up there.
I don't know. I'm trying to get you going. We're trying to get you going again.
Dude, I gotta go home shortly, so I'm not starting the back
It
up
all
again.
it all
I'm leaving
started
my
in the Big Ten championship
letting my previous
or the
comments
tournament.
stand.
I mean,
Oh, it's before that. Michigan State was garbage for the 3 weeks prior to that too.
Did you break anything yesterday?
No.
No. Did you scare your girlfriend at all?
No.
Did you yell? How many obscenities did you yell?
Only a couple.
in your head though.
No. Out loud.
Did you punch any holes in the wall?
No. I've never done that.
Did you smack a dog?
No.
Did you kick your dog?
No.
You kicked your dog, didn't you?
Oh, wait a second. I'm sorry. I forgot.
I don't have a dog.
That happened.
It was like a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
It
wasn't that long
wasn't
ago.
that long ago. but
Wasn't that
no.
long ago. Sorry. I forgot.
No, yeah. 6-8 months ago.
Did you flush your goldfish down the toilet?
Never had a goldfish.
Did you drown your gold or gopher?
Your
Gopher?
Did you drown your
We did
hamster?
not have hamster. We were a guinea pig family.
That's where I was going
No,
for when
my
I said
fucking-
gopher. I said guinea pig.
My bastard guinea pigs made it to like 5.5 years old. They wouldn't fucking die.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's a long time for guinea pigs.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've
Like
never
the
had a
average
guinea
is
pig.
like 2.
I've never had a guinea pig, so
Yeah. The first one that I got from when it was a baby, 5.5 years old.
Yeah, it's.
Wouldn't die.
I
Why'd
had,
you want it to die?
I had a dog that lived to be 19.
Some breeds that's not crazy.
It was a wiener dog.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really.
Sean, what do you have in the news this week?
All right, where am I? Let me bring.
Why
this
do we
up.
talk about the death of my animals? Jeez, you guys are morbid.
I felt bad bringing up the dog thing.
It's no big deal. Seriously. It's no big deal. All right, Sean. Get
All
this
right.
back on the tracks.
So, anyways,
Goldfish thing, though.
The LA
I never had
Angels.
fish. Never had fish.
Really?
Never had fish.
Yeah. How you
No,
never had fish?
Never had fish.
dude, I had a big fish tank, probably like the size of this table. Growing up.
Not once. Actually, it's part of like a class project. My brother in like 3rd grade brought a toad home in an aquarium.
A toad.
It hopped out and died underneath his nightstand.
So I bet it smelled pretty good.
Awful.
All right, Sean, what do we have?
So the Angels are actually thinking about putting Ohtani in the minors to start the season. He's had a rough past few weeks.
I haven't been keeping up on it. Has he not been pitching well?
No, he hasn't been pitching. He hasn't. He
Well,
started
his
off hitting.
is awful. So.
Yeah, he is.
He got like a hit it in his first at bat, and then like went over his next like 15.
It all started pretty much when they were playing the Dodgers when Kershaw struck him out like it was nothing, and then after that,
Oh, did he pull a Max Scherzer, Tim Tebow? Like 3 straight?
yeah, and then Kershaw's like he ain't got none of them. He's like I ain't worried.
Max Scherzer, Max disrespect. Hey Tebow, screw you, Tim. I'm gonna throw gas right down the middle, and you're still not gonna touch it.
That's so funny.
Go back to being a very average studio analyst, please,
Anyways, moving on.
and the host of SEC Game Day.
Braden Halliday, the son of late rest in peace Roy Halladay, took the mound the other day for Canada against the Blue Jays split squad. He's 17 years old in high school, still pitching, and threw a shutout 8th inning against the Blue Jays. It was pretty nice, very emotional for the fans. I don't know if you guys saw that at all, but it was pretty sweet though. He looks so much like his dad, but
It's
super
just-
skinny.
His windup is just like his dad's.
I know it's literally like the same, but he's like super skinny, but it's kind of weird. It's like wow, this is like a young Roy Halladay. Like it's really creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of is.
I know. But moving on, you guys remember Glenn Big Baby Davis?
Yeah.
What?
I
an idiot.
I've seen
Did
this
you
story.
see this? He's upset because he got arrested for getting caught with 126 grams of weed. That's like about 2/10 of a pound of weed. And when they caught him, he had a briefcase with $92,000 in it.
In cash.
In cash. And he was confused. He was very confused.
So?
I guess that's normal.
Does he have a selling card or whatever?
Maybe. It didn't say anything
He was
about
at a
it.
hotel when he got caught with it.
Yeah, so I
this
don't
is-
think that's...
Donald Trump had his way. He'd be getting the death penalty.
What was it? Was it a former NFL player that just got busted running? No,
It was
Steve
the pitcher for Chicago. What's his
Blackjack McDowell?
No.
name? Oh my God.
Oh my gosh, we got
there was a guy that Esteban Loaiza.
Yeah, that's what it
just
is.
got busted
Yeah.
for
Oh,
running
yeah,
hard
that's right,
drugs
that's right.
between U.S. and
Yeah.
Mexico.
Yeah, that's right.
But anyways, Anthony Hardaway was announced he will become the Memphis new head coach.
So he's back to where he started.
Talked about that last
University
I know.
of Memphis.
Yeah.
Okay, I was
Yeah,
just saying.
University of
Grizzlies?
Memphis.
Need a new
Yes.
coach.
Yep, so he's back there and all that stuff. It's finally official and was announced today that he will become the new head coach. And last but not least, the Jets moving up in the draft. What do you guys think about that? They traded their
That's
sixth
a
round.
big haul.
Yeah, they traded their sixth round.
That's
plus
not a
two-
sixth round.
Or
That's
six
pick
picks.
six.
Pick six of the first round. 2 second rounders this year and a second rounder for 2019 for this year's first round third pick.
Who are they going to get? Are they going to get Barkley?
Yeah,
I think
that's
The Colts made out on that.
Oh, Colts, absolutely.
Exactly. I'm saying they just made out.
I mean, they'll sit back there. They'll draft like Bradley Chubb or
Mhm.
Quentin Nelson at 6th,
Ryan Grigson would have passed on it.
and then I mean you
I know.
you just made a killing. You now have,
When
the
I saw
Colts
that-
now have 5 picks in the top 65.
Yeah. I saw that. I was just like, wow. I'm like, Colts have a if they draft right, they have
You essentially just got yourself 5 day 1 starters.
exactly. And that's
With that
huge for them with them rebuilding the way they are.
Or you got 3, an additional 2 day 1 starters this year, and plus another one next year.
Right.
Nice
Yeah.
job.
Good job.
that's huge for the Colts. So.
New Colts GM Chris Ballard, I think. You're not an idiot. Woohoo!
Well,
Yeah.
that's like Mayhew taking over
Hold
for.
the phone.
yeah, slow down.
Remember Mayhew
Anybody tell me to
fleeced,
slow my roll?
Yeah, remember Mayhew fleeced Jerry Jones for that extra pick in the first round.
Yeah, first, third, and fifth rounder for Roy Williams and a 7th. Yeah, that was great.
Hey, Brandon Pettigrew, man.
I'm really surprised he never caught back on in the pros.
Lions might take him again.
Oh god, they're looking for a tight end.
Watch, he's like 350 pounds.
It's Marcus Russell all over again.
Hey, man, purple drink.
Is that it, Sean?
Yeah, that's gonna be it.
All right, you guys. Well, I think that's pretty much going to do it this week for the Majors Live. We'll be back on again next week, same time, same place. Look at the music up here. There we go. We'll be back on again next week, same time, same place, right here on Team SNX Radio, themajors.net. So for what?
One more thing to plug.
Go ahead.
No, we kind of teased it on an episode of this before, but new politics show, Politics of the Empire. That's the official name. Will be making its 2nd episode. It'll be next Tuesday.
Dorf got sick last week.
Yeah, I couldn't speak.
I was very upset when I turned it on. I didn't get to see it.
Well,
I cried a little.
they didn't do it without me, but
I know.
I woke
You
up
missed
woke
us.
up in the morning with so much crap in my throat I literally couldn't talk. Stayed home from work.
We'll have to wait till next week to reveal that Dorf is an anarcho-capitalist.
No, it's Josh. Josh is the ANCAP.
Yeah, he is.
I'm the moderate fence sitter.
He's
who
gonna,
just
yeah,
laughs
he's
at
gonna,
both
he's
of you.
gonna, yeah. Dorf is gonna be smack dab right in the middle.
Voice of reason.
So stay tuned for that next week over on theempiremedia.com. In the meantime, though, we'll be back on next week, same time, same place. So for Dorf, Sean, I'm Adam saying bye for now, everybody.
You almost forgot your name.